my initial stance is, although I agree with him, that no two people love each other equally, simultaneously, just as much. And there's usually a push and pull effect. There's usually somebody who's always kind of, pushing somebody up a little bit on the pedestal, so to speak, and the other person is kind of looking up, kind of thing.
If he gave you a guilt-free pass to sleep with anybody in the world, would you use it?
Yes.
Go smash Drake.
He know who I'm smashing. Yeah, I'm gonna go smash Drake.
Why Drake?
Just because I think that he's sexy and I like his music. Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Nothing more, nothing less. He looks good and his music is fire. Like he's an idol. Like he's an idol.
I'm an idol too.
He's somebody worth smashing.
I'm an idol too. Okay.
You are. You're my idol.
Music. All right, bet.
All right, yeah.
All right, we good then.
Yeah.
What if she gave you a guilt-free pass?
If I had a guilt-free pass, would I use it?
He's trying to act like he don't have somebody in mind, but I feel like he does.
If the guilt-free pass meant that I was about to get $1 million, I'd use it. But I'm not thirsty to go smash any other women.
All right.
Like she's thirsty to go smash Drake.
I'm not thirsty. He asked me a question and I answered it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
I agree with him that women, generally speaking, don't do a great job of being in that pedestal spot and looking down at the man who's quote unquote pursuing them. They ideally want to be with the man who they can look up to and thus be led by. And it's very hard to look at a man who's not making great money, who isn't as smart, or who isn't smart and can't teach you nothing and is weaker than you. The idea that they're going to be super satisfied with that type of man because he does everything they want him to do is not, I wouldn't put my money on that relationship lasting and both parties being satisfied and happy. And I think that's the case for a lot of women. So this is why when we say they're so hypergamous, they're usually saying in a range of areas, they ideally want the man to be at their level or better in some respects. And this is a man who they can learn from, who they can trust in, who they can stop working and still be provided for and be led by. So ideally, if a man is fitting all of those things, he would be the adored. He would there be, if he's all of those things and you're not those things for him, then clearly he's the adored and you're the adorer. You're the one who's wanting to follow after him in his lead. I think that's probably, generally speaking, the healthiest dynamic for sure between men and women. Do I think it's the only dynamic that works? No. I think that there are men who genuinely do want more us being, on equal footing. We're co-partners, we're collaborators, we're co-pilots. And there are men and women that actually have very successful lives and marriages who do that. The problem is there's women who functionally say they want a man who's a leader and takes charge and handles all this stuff, but they're still trying to treat him and condition him to act as if we're here. And there's a problem with that. You're trying to take a square peg and force it into a circle hole, where you're trying to take the guy who's better at you than most things and that most women want, and you're trying to treat him as if you two are equals in terms of the relationship dynamic, in terms of expectations. Okay, like your physical biological drive is telling you you want the best of the man you can have, but your mind, your attitude, and your mouth says at best you want an equal, if not a man who actually listens and follows you. So that's actually what I've been noticing is kind of going on, is there's a misalignment with what it is that they're thinking that they actually want versus what their behaviors are saying. And then their behaviors and what they actually want and their behaviors are not matching, which is causing a lot of conflict in regards to the relationship. And then secondly, with the idea that he proposed about the adored versus adorer dynamic, I actually think that fluctuates within relationships. I don't think that it's rigid. I don't think that it's super black and white. I think it depends on the topic. It depends on the area of what each person is skilled at. I think a lot of men kind of do acquiesce naturally to their women's lead when it comes to a lot of stuff happening in the home. She's the nurturer. She's making the house the home. She's putting the children on a schedule and a routine to try to build some type of semblance of a set routine happening in the home and setting the environment. A lot of men want her to do that and even want her to lead in that space. So I think it kind of depends on what the area is in the confines of the relationship to dictate whether or not she's going to be leading in this area or he is. I think the problem is when there's no area in your relationship where you think your spouse is good, helpful, and could even lead to some degree, now you're teetering on the potential for abuse. You're teetering on the potential who are unqualified to lead in a certain area. As a man, even if you're the leader, you're not an expert on everything. So I think that there's room for there to be a little bit more enmeshment in this and a little bit more collaboration on what's the things that she's going to hold down and what's the things that I'm going to hold down. And then the overarching authority at the end of the day, when a decision has to be made and we disagree, who's the one who gets final say? Is it him or is it your emotions? Is it him or your feelings or what your girlfriend said? Is it him or social media trends? And that's the thing that I think ladies who are saying they want this man that checks off all these boxes, if you don't learn what the type of woman that's best able to do life with that type of man is, you're going to keep overshooting and aiming for things that you're never going to be able to get to or maintain with these types of men. And the further and the more confident and sure he is and knows what he's doing in terms of his purpose and his value and his role in life, other people see his value, other women see his value. And when you try to treat him the way you treated the other guys, he's not going to move the same way as the other guys who are seeing you as the adored and they're your adored and chasing after you. He's not going to have that same dynamic with you. He's going to have totally different expectations. And when you try to treat all these men exactly the same, these men are either going to play games with you, string you along, or never take you seriously from the beginning. So it's imperative that we as men and women get better with whatever it is, whatever version of who we want to show up as and how we want to be seen. Whatever it is that we want in the opposite sex, we have to better align with what's going to be able to do well with that. If you want to be a guy who wants to collaborate and you want a co-partner and you want a co-pilot and everything is by consensus, there are women that want that and they want equal say in everything. And if you want everything to be a discussion/debate, fine. There are women that genuinely want that and do not want a man to be a leader. There are women like that. There's going to be pros and cons and consequences, both positive and negative, that comes with that. And for the ladies that's trying to, I want a man that I adore and want to chase after, and I want to be led by him. He has expectations,
right?
I agree with the paradigm. I love that perspective. I just think that in the confines of relationships, we actually do take our turns doing this.
Hey, if you've made it all the way to the end, please click that like and subscribe button. Also share this with somebody that you think would gain value from it. Click the thumbnail at the top if you want the full video. Click the thumbnail at the bottom if you want a video that's closely related to this. Again, like, share, subscribe. Appreciate you guys for watching. Check out some more of our content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.